Okay, pathway number 3 is about wellness and self-care, about physical self-care, because it is very difficult to grow spiritually, mentally, emotionally in a body that's feeling sluggish or inflamed, achy, or if you're suffering from bad digestion or poor sleep. So getting into optimal physical health is different for everybody. We have bio-individuality. All of our bodies are different, so it's important to honor your body and your individuality by learning what works for you. For optimal results, it's good to work with someone who knows about nutrition, like a health coach, or someone who can run some functional medicine lab tests with you and see if you have any deficiencies or toxicities or gut dysbiosis or candida or parasites or heavy metals or any of these things, because no amount of dietary changes can really drastically affect those things. And so it's important to test if you do feel like your body is really out of balance. But in the meantime, a really good holistic approach that we work with for pretty much everybody is to give attention to each of the physical elements in your body. Your body is made of the elements, just like the earth. So this approach is about creating a balanced ecosystem within. And so the first element we speak to is the earth. And so a good practice for balancing your earth element is just eating whole foods, real foods, organic, local, vital foods that ideally grow somewhere near to you, grow in the soil that you walk on, because that's really important for a healthy ecosystem. The second element is your water element. So this speaks to getting proper hydration with clean water. So not drinking tap water, drinking water that has minerals in it. If you need to add minerals, that's always a good practice. Filtered water usually doesn't have minerals in it, and when we drink water that does not have minerals, it actually leaches minerals out of the body, can actually dehydrate us, which is interesting. The third element is air, and this is bringing awareness to your breath. So things like breathwork practices, but even just having awareness to how you're breathing, starting the day with a few nice deep breaths is a really nice practice, and just bringing awareness to how things in your environment are affecting how you breathe. And the fire element speaks to movement, to moving the body every day, getting some form of exercise, even if it's just going for a walk. It's about raising the core temperature. And fire also speaks to the sun. We live under a giant ball of fire, so getting natural sunlight on the skin. Another really good thing to do is incorporate some form of therapeutic stress. Just that term, therapeutic stress, might be a little confusing to some, but actually a little bit of stress, when we choose it, when we go into stress intentionally, is actually very good for us. So things like, again, exercise, high intensity interval training can be really effective and powerful. Things like cold water therapy for some people. I wouldn't recommend everybody go into a cold plunge every day. It's not for everybody, but maybe just turning your shower cold at the end of a shower for a minute just to kind of activate the adrenals and activate the breath. Fasting is incredibly healthy if done properly. And again, breath work. These are all really good ways of incorporating therapeutic stress into your day. So another really easy way that you can think about balancing your health are from these two aspects, one being replacing deficiencies and removing toxicities. So if you do both of these things, you bring the body back into balance. So when it comes to deficiencies, I'm speaking specifically to nutrient deficiencies, which is really common. A lot of people are deficient in a lot of different nutrients. So finding a good quality supplement that's third-party tested, and again, the supplements that you need are going to be different for everybody. This is why, again, it's important to test. But pretty much everybody will benefit from taking a high-quality multivitamin, vitamin D3 with K, and a high-quality omega, that's omega 3-6 balanced, and magnesium. These are all really good for pretty much everybody. And the other aspect is removing toxicities. And so there's a couple different ways to think about this, one being toxicities of the mind, which we find, of course, through things like social media and news and pornography, and just it's easy to find toxicities of the mind. I think you know what they are. And so limiting your exposure to these things. And other toxicities referring to the body are things like, again, chemicals in the food, chemicals in your cosmetics, staying away from processed food. Anything that comes in a box or a bag has been processed and is usually inflammatory for the body. So removing toxicities and replacing deficiencies.